Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your hostess, Madge Madigan. That's me. Fitz isn't with me today. He's incapacitated. I have him tied up in a closet. No, actually, he's Shh! Go get your shine box. No, I'm kidding. I thought you weren't participating today.
Just can't see me.
Anyway, hi, I'm Madge. Welcome to another episode. I was on a really cool show last week called Afternoon Cocktail, and I wanted to share that with you. Our very good friend Amanda Ashley has a lovely show, and she had me on, and it's a new twist. Someone is interviewing me. So I wanted to share that with you today. And as always, before I go to that, don't forget rockvox.com with Fitz.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna show the show from the last week.
Yes,
on this show.
That's what we're gonna do.
It's like a bonus episode.
We're gonna show the highlight reel.
Yeah, it's a sizzle reel.
For all the colleges I'm trying to get on the rowing team.
I saw that documentary, by the way.
I did not.
Okay.
It's on my list.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Anyway, without further ado, we bring you my episode of Afternoon Cocktail with Amanda Ashley.
Hey, Miss Madge Madigan, how are you doing? Are you unmuted?
Hello?
Yes, she is. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I'm doing fantastic this afternoon. I was jealous. I wanted to jump in on your music conversation there with the old punk.
Do you? Oh, yeah. What did you listen to, or what do you listen to?
Oh, yeah, still do. Richard Hell was my man. Richard Hell and the Voidoids. Television. Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, as she said. You know,
I love Richard Hell. I just had to say that. Yes,
Blank
television.
Blank Generation is my theme song.
I love it. Good stuff. Madge, do you do any music as well?
Just humming in the shower.
Yeah.
Nothing professionally. I went to college for radio and TV. So I've always been an audiophile and thought that I was going to be the next great DJ in the world. But I got out of college and realized that all you do is just push buttons. It's run by corporate.
That is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So
where did you go to school?
I went to the University of Maine.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Do they have like is it a big broadcasting school? You said broadcasting and communications?
Well, yeah, it was huge. I mean, this was in the early 80s, mid 80s. Yeah, it was really great. I have a lot of friends that, really made it big in the industry, somewhere on network news and things like that. So I'm doing a podcast.
Hey, isn't it fun though? I love doing podcasts.
It is.
It's good.
I love it.
Well, I mean, so I have so much well, first of all, tell us a little bit about your podcast. How would you explain Madge Unmuted to our audience?
The way I describe Madge Unmuted is it's the conversation you overhear in a bar and you start laughing to yourself because it's so idiotic and funny. So that's what it is. It's my podcast is based on what we're missing now during COVID is the art of conversation and just hanging out with friends. So I have funny and interesting people on, but we talk like we're old friends at a bar or kitchen table, whatever. So
I couldn't agree more with that. And I mean, that was my driving force with this show too, in a lot of ways, like just building connections with like bright, interesting people, and isn't it so amazing how much you learn from each other, like each other's
absolutely.
backgrounds. Mhm.
Yeah. And I say, yeah, hopefully you leave my podcast with a new friend, or, well, virtually speaking. So, you know, connect with them on social media or whatever. And I try and talk to people. Like, I ask unusual questions. I usually play a game like, would you rather uh, listen to a Celine Dion CD marathon or watch an Adam Sandler video marathon? And it just brings out different things in people.
I love that. Can we play that now? Wait, so Celine Dion or what? Say that one more time.
Every Celine's every Celine Dion CD, that's a mouthful, end to end, or an Adam Sandler movie marathon.
Uh, I feel like both could like reach like a level of annoyance that like it's hard to make a decision. But I do like both of them at the same time. I think I would have to go with I think I'd go with Celine.
I would have to go with Adam.
Yeah.
Just I'm not a slow jam kind of gal. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
ballads.
A lot of-
That would just annoy me. And Adam Sandler, he's kind of cheesy, but I can at least pretend and get a chuckle.
To be honest, I think the only reason, and this is why podcasts work for me too, like I have such a hard time like sitting still. Like for me to sit and watch like marathons, like I mean, God bless all you people that can like binge watch Netflix for like an entire day. I can't. My mind like just does not let me. My partner thinks I'm probably the most annoying person. Like I literally just can't sit still.
Oh, he's mean. No, that's
No,
why I'm just kidding. I haven't gone to a movie theater in like 20 years because I can't sit like home videos. I know when VHS came out when I was in college, that tells you how old I am. It was, my hero that I can stop things and go and make a phone call, go
Yep,
get a snack,
rewind.
whatever. I can't
Mhm.
sit still. As you can tell.
Yeah, I feel like my attention span is like good for maybe like 10 minutes at a time. Or the worst part about it with like movies and stuff is like like movie and reading narcoleptic because by the time like I sit and relax, I'm like drooling
So
on
am
myself.
I. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't 2 pages and I'm
Yeah,
so
no, it's same. Yeah, like it's kind of pathetic. It takes me forever to read a book. So shorter books work great for Amanda, and so do like short movies. Podcasts are great because I can move around and do other things and still
mhm.
listen. But
And
yeah.
that probably explains why I've written a couple of books and they are like a collection of short stories or collection of essays. It's very like David Sedaris
Yeah.
or yeah, and back in my day like Emma Irma Bombeck. They're just short stories because I don't have the attention span to write an entire like novel end to end. I have stories and experiences and whatever, and that's what I write.
I want to talk about this book. So you're a native of Rochester, New York, correct?
I am not actually,
Oh, you're
but I've
not.
been here
Okay.
long enough. I mean, I've been here off and on for 30 years. I grew up just south of Buffalo in a fantastic little city
Ah.
called Dunkirk, New York.
Oh my
Shout
God, I
out.
know Dunkirk. I went to
Do you?
Fredonia. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God, girl.
I know the
BJ?
Dunkirk. Oh yeah, I
B-
played there.
oh,
I used to play music there. It was
of
my
course.
off-campus gig. Yeah, and the Caboose. Remember
Oh
if the
my
Caboose still
God.
exists?
The Caboose
Yeah.
is now a new place that they've remodeled and took out all the bad smells, and it's a really cool place
Oh,
now.
I'm sure that took a lot of effort. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I know Dunkirk well. Wow, so that's
yeah,
interesting. So
yeah,
what
I'm from
brought you to
there.
Rochester?
God, I don't remember at this point. Actually my junior year of college, or excuse me, junior year of high school, I moved to a town near here in Newark. But then I went away, and then after college I was looking for a place to live, and a friend of mine in Rochester from Newark was like, "Come live with me." And I was like, "Okay," because I had been living down south and didn't care for it. So that's how I got up here. And then I got married and had kids and kind of stuck around.
Yeah. Well, that'll happen.
Yeah.
It happens to a lot of people. Yeah. So
Mhm.
awesome, though. Well, we're lucky to have you here. Tell me, so the book that you had mentioned just now, the collection of essays, those essays were actually in part from Rochester Women magazine, right? Were
Oh,
inspired by
yeah,
that?
that was the second book. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was in, I don't know, 2013 to like 2016 or something. I was the associate editor of Rochester Women magazine when it was just in print. And my second book, Snap Out of It, was a collection of my column from that magazine. The first book was called When Life Gives You Lemons, At Least You Won't Get Scurvy.
I
And
love
that's about
that.
making the subtitle is making the best of the crap life gives you. But it's stories. I got divorced when I was, my kids were all under the age of 6, and had moved with my ex-husband to Denver, and I knew no one, did nothing, nothing. And then I moved back, and he disappeared for many years. So I was on my own. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had no job. I got evicted. I was on food stamps. I did, everything I could possibly do, had all these jobs I hated, but I just had to keep going. And I had to it that's what the essays are based on, like how I just made do, and mostly with humor, because that's what I do. Just because that old saying, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
Boy, is that true.
Or you're
So
doing both
yeah,
at the same time.
exactly. I prefer to do them both at the same time. Laughing till I cry is one of my favorite things in the
At
world.
least you get it out all at once, right?
Exactly. You're tired and you need a nap afterward. But yeah, that's what that book is all about. Just how I made it through. Oh, so the underlying thing, I raised 3 kids all by myself, and I said, "We're not gonna let this define us. We're not gonna, like, living below the poverty line define us. We're still gonna strive." So we did that, and I got all 3 kids into college. Uh, in May, I will have had 3 college graduates from some of the best schools in the nation. So,
How does that feel like to look? So I have a 4-year-old son. He's gonna be 5 in June, and I just like I'm like, holy crap. Like, first of all, where did 5 years go? And everybody says, like, like the time flies, like enjoy it, this and that, like it's all a snap of your fingers. And I definitely get a sense of that. And
mhm.
sometimes I look at him, I'm like, oh my God, I could imagine him being like a little teenager. But then like what's it like to be at this point in your life looking at your grown children and knowing your story and what you've been through and to see how well they've turned out on the other end of that.
Uh, you know, um, if I'm being a mom was like the best thing. The most thing I'm most proud of. The best thing I did. The thing I was born to do. All this stuff is secondary now. So I'm a very, very proud mom. Those kids were everything to me, and we were like our own little unit, the 4 of us. So I was, you know, devastated when they were all started leaving. They all went, my son went to NYU, my middle daughter went to Quinnipiac in Connecticut, and now my youngest is graduating from Syracuse. And as each one left, I was like crying and whatever. And when people would say, "Oh, but that's so great. You should be so proud," I was like, "That was what I was supposed to do."
You don't
You
have a
know,
choice, right?
Exactly. It's like, isn't
Yeah.
that what you're supposed to do? And because that's how I was raised. I'm the youngest of 6. You all go to college and you all be overachievers. Um, but but now I have kind of looked at it like, "Well, yeah, I own
Makes
it. I
sense.
did pretty good." But it's
Yeah.
hard. I miss them so much.
I mean, what advice would you give to anyone who is currently struggling like with some empty nest syndrome? How to get through that? Because it does tug at your heartstrings, I'm sure. I know I'm gonna be a mess, like I got a little while, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Well, it's funny. Excuse me. When they're younger, you'll have, oh my God, I can't wait till these kids get out of the house. And then the minute they leave, you're like, oh my God, so go. Um, if you're struggling, feel it. Feel whatever you're feeling. Feel, excuse me, feel sad. Look at their pictures and have a little cry, hug, smell their clothes, do whatever you want to do. But also, don't feel guilty if you feel a little happy that they're gone because you earned it. If you want to,
Yeah.
run around the house in your underwear and dance because you can, because no one's there, just do it.
Why not, right?
Exactly.
I
Live a little.
remember, yeah. So my son Remy, he is in pre-K right now, but he was in like pre-K before COVID, and he only had like a few months there before like everything got shut down. But the day I dropped him off to school, like I remember like everybody, like parents or like even my own parents, like I remember them crying when they sent me off, and I'm just like, what the heck are these people crying about? Like that was in my head. And I like showed up to the pre-K, and I go drop him off, and I got him a fresh haircut. He's got his little backpack on, and he was like so happy. And he sees all these little kids, and the teacher comes up to me to meet me, and my mom was with me, and she's like, are you okay? And at the time I was more concerned about him being okay. Like, is he like, this is our first time kind of like really separating, where he's like independent and making his own friends. And I'm like, so she comes up to me and is like, are you gonna be okay? And I'm like, I didn't even think about it first, and I looked at her, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, right? And then all of a sudden, like, she's like, okay, well, so the whole class lines up and they go walking. And I'm just like watching, and I'm like, holy crap, like, this is so crazy. I went in my car, Madge, I swear to God, I was sobbing for the whole 3 hours that he was like in school. And I couldn't stop crying for like a day and a half. And I go home to Bo, and I was just like a mess. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stop crying.
That stuff sneaks up on you, and
It
it's
does.
okay. It's
It's like
okay.
ninja.
Yeah. Oh my God. When my third one, because I was all like, oh yeah, I got my third one out of high school, and now I'm by myself. I sobbed for like 3 days because everything that I was in survival mode for the first, 20 something years before that, raising them by myself. So anything that I had to hold in and just soldier on came out.
Yeah.
So like I didn't even grieve my divorce 20 years ago, because I was just like, okay, I got to feed these kids and I got to work. And then, and then it was like, oh my God, it's just me and my thoughts. Um, but that's okay. And don't, and here's the other thing. Women can be so mean to each other, whatever, judgmental.
Mhm.
Women handle things differently. If one woman is like, hey, I'm going out now, and don't be like, because probably she's going to do the same thing you're going to do once she gets by herself, is going to cry. Or if a woman's crying, she'll get over it. That was the thing that always bugged me, that whenever I express sadness, because I just want to get it out, like, oh my God, I miss my kids. And they're like, oh, you can call them and you can FaceTime and you can do whatever. It's like, that's not the damn point. I
Yeah.
know that. I'm just expressing my feelings. And a quick story about that. When I dropped my first child off to college, was my son, who is 27 now. And I dropped him off at NYU. And it's a very quick procedure, because the dorms are on the New York City streets. So they give you a time, like you can pull up and you're double and triple parked. Okay, you pull up, you dump everything out, you take it up, and you come down, and you got to go. You got to move your car. So I was forced, this is kind of good. I was forced to say goodbye to my son. So I'm coming out of his dorm. He's like on the 14th floor of this dorm. By the time I get down on the elevator, I'm like sobbing. And I come out with my two daughters who are younger, and this New York City cop all of a sudden looks at me. He's directing traffic. And he's like, oh, Mom, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of her. It's okay. And I was like, oh, I know. I said, oh, it's a him too. And he's like, oh God, then even no other problem. He'll be fine. And he made me laugh so hard that, like I snapped out of it for a minute. So that was just when telling you, I don't know. I guess that was good in a roundabout way.
It's so funny when you said, well, I mean, I think just like experiencing your emotions, right? Like I feel like so many times as women, or it just in general, I suppose, like we put on this hard exterior, right? We don't want to really, we're afraid to totally show our emotion because of fear of judgment, right? You don't want somebody to think if you're a guy crying that you're a wuss, or like if you're a girl, like you're just an emotional girl, you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like COVID had taught me like a lot. Like, this is just, at first, like, I didn't know how to feel about things. I was, I felt a little scared. I'm like, crap, there goes my career. And then I had to like walk myself back a little bit and pivot. But
Yeah.
in those moments where you're feeling, I think it's okay to tell yourself, just feel. We're all human, right?
Absolutely. And that's what's bothering me. I think when you feel something, other people will tell you how to act or not do it because they don't feel comfortable. And because also it's a
It's
kind of a
true.
control thing. They can't control you at the moment. Well, what is she doing? So, oh, I'm going to tell. I mean, it's like a men when men tend to, I'm not men tend to when you express feelings or a problem, whatever, they want to fix it, so they offer solutions. um, Women sometimes will offer comfort, also sometimes they'll offer solutions, but that's just my thing. It's just feeling everything you're going to feel. I don't like that when other people tell you how to feel. Nothing you feel is wrong. How you act on it could be wrong.
100%. Yeah, what you do with it. I think it's the
Yeah,
energy, like I mean, I know this about myself, and I've gotten myself in situations that I saw coming because of knowing myself. I think like when I'm just in a bad place in my mind, I just need to not be around people. And it's nothing
exactly.
against anybody, but like I need Amanda time to feel,
And
you
and
know.
kudos to you for knowing that.
It's
That's
yeah,
great
I
to know
think
that.
it is great
It's
to know
bad
that.
about it.
I'm fortunate that I'm able to recognize that now. And I think the only reason why I'm able to recognize it is because of like prior situations, learning from my experience, like where I've brought bad energies some places, and that never was my intention, or nor did I want it to be. So like going forward, you know, I'm going to listen to my gut always. And I think I advise everybody to do that, but people got to define what's right for them. And for some
Exactly.
people, it's not isolation. They just need to talk to somebody. So fine, go find
Exactly.
your confidant and talk to them. Whatever that means to you, to Madge, to me, like that's all on you, but you gotta find it and be able
The
to
other thing that
recognize.
yeah, recognize how you feel and don't be afraid to tell or ask other people what you need.
Hmm.
Um, when when I was always try and teach my kids that, but there's only there's certain things that only time can time can fix or change or whatever. Um, you know, I I watch these movies sometimes, like a 16 Candles, and it's like, why didn't she just tell him? Well, at that age, you can't express things in reality. So,
Hmm.
but as you get older, I've noticed I can say to people, um, look, I can't continue this conversation right now because I'm really frustrated. I gotta walk away for a while instead of just like,
Yeah.
you know, it's okay to be to whatever you feel is okay. And
You
if
got
somebody else can't accept on that, or well, maybe they're not the greatest to hang around.
breathing helps a lot. Lamb breath. Have you ever heard of lamb breath?
I have not.
So this is like so funny. So I actually lamb breath last night because I was so freaking nervous. But anyway, I my son came home and his preschool teacher, hi Sarah Mitchell, she is also a yoga instructor. So my son, I think like he sometimes will get like very angry or has a hard time letting things go. He's a toddler, he's doing his
Right.
toddler thing. So
Exactly.
she taught him, or I don't know if this was just like a lesson like within the whole group or if it was just him, but about lamb breath. And lamb breath is when you basically take a breath in and then you release it like this. So he comes home, he's like, Mama, like he was just showing me what a lamb breath is. And he goes, and I'm watching this 4-year-old do this, and it just made me pee. Like I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. It was the funniest thing. Like, and I make him do it all the time. But breathing is such a pure natural remedy. That
Oh,
it
yeah.
really does help in a bunch of situations.
It does. Why do you think they teach it for Lamaze for
Yeah,
birthing class? It
yeah,
really does help. I mean, and that's why you need a partner to help you do it. Because when you're in the middle of it, you're like, "Ugh," like just breathe, and it
yeah.
it does help. But yeah, no, I do breathing too. I mean, it also because one thing I found out that I had been told by a couple healthcare professionals is I'm a breath holder, and I
Oh,
didn't. Yeah, I didn't realize it until later, but I do it like whenever I'm, I
like
got to
tense.
focus on something. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh God, I was holding my breath. Yeah,
That's
I can learn to breathe.
interesting.
Yeah,
So
I never
are
knew.
you how did like I mean, you must have like been doing that enough in front of them for them to have recognized that, right?
Yeah, it was on a couple different like I had foot surgery twice, just like plantar fasciitis and stuff, and they were trying to I don't know, I was taking something in and out or doing something I was supposed to do and they're like, "You're holding your breath. No, breathe." And I'm just like, because I think I was like bracing and they're like, "No, you got to breathe." And after I had, that was like the third health professional that told me that. I was like, "Oh, guess I got to breathe. Don't
Guess I
forget to
gotta
breathe,
do something
Madge."
about this.
Yeah, really.
Well, I love your podcast, Madge. I was listening to as a self-absorbed. Madge is self-absorbed. That was hilarious. I love the
Oh,
fashion
oh,
one.
I'm super
Salvation
absorbent with that.
Army. That's it. Yes, super absorbent. Madge was great. I really, really enjoyed the dynamic between you and Fitz. I thought like you guys
Uh,
have a really awesome partnership.
Thank you. We do. I just love the hell out of Fitz. He's a
Fitz is
he,
there,
he's
right?
a,
Fitz, say hi. You can
yes,
say
he
hi.
is. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
There he
How you
is.
doing? You can't see me though. I'm hiding.
Oh, it's okay. Bo hides
It's
too.
okay. He has a face for radio.
That's right.
Well, how do
This
you
is
how do you
Madge's
guys
time
know
in the
each other?
spotlight.
What?
How did your like partnership begin?
Um, I was going to make a really bad joke, an off-color joke, but tune into my podcast
It
and you can
wasn't.
hear those.
It wasn't jail. We'll just say that.
Well, that's good. I love it.
Um, no, we had known we traveled in the same circles, but never knew each other for years, and then became friends on Facebook. That's how Rochester radio and TV works. And I hadn't been in Rochester radio or TV in like I don't know 10, 15 years or something. But and then one day I noticed he was doing oh, this is I was after COVID, I lost my job and I was looking for I like okay, now is my time to live my dream. So I saw Fitz saying something about he was starting Rock Fox Studios, which is this lovely place, rockfox.com. And he's like, if you want to, record a podcast or record something, da, da, da. So I reached out to him and I had tried doing a podcast like 4 years ago. And I just got in the wrong direction. I quit. So I reached out on Facebook. I'm like, hey, can we meet? Like, I want to talk about doing this and what it involves and yada, yada. And like, we hit it off. And I don't feel perfect. Like, I don't feel like I would do my best work totally alone. I was like, Fitz, you got to be on the air with me. And that started off a beautiful friendship.
A very dysfunctional friendship, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Those are the best
Very
friendships. It makes it more interesting for sure. No, you guys have great chemistry. It's really fun, very entertaining to listen to and to watch.
Follow the periodic table.
Now, where is Fitz? Tell us a little bit about Rock Vox, right?
No, this is my time. No.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No, but where are you guys like actually broadcasting from? I'm curious.
Rockvox Recording and Productions, a studio in Bushnell Space in here in Rochester. Madge can give you all the beats. This is her time.
I was totally kidding. That's my sense of humor. That's how we. No, Fitz.
Yeah, we actually just celebrated 3 years open. We opened in 2018, and
good stuff.
We do all kinds of video and audio production, e-learning, voiceovers, and podcasts.
Good stuff. Well, you guys do a great job for sure. I love everything like that I've seen. It's very fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how often does the podcast air?
Once a week. I post on Thursdays on, the video, I do a video edition. I post it on YouTube, and then we take the audio portion and put it on all sorts of, excuse me, like you do, on all sorts of platforms, iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, anything like that. So yeah, every Thursday. I haven't done anything live yet. Well, we tried once and it was kind of dismal. So yeah, that's when I do it once a week on Thursday.
Good stuff. So, I mean, maybe you both could help me answer this question because I'd be curious to see how you both answer it, if differently. What does the word ambition mean to you, and how does it apply to your field your field?
Me, ambition is drive. It's drive. It's setting goals and going for yourself. Sometimes it has a connotation, a bad connotation that you gotta. It's just no holds bar. I'm gonna bull in a china shop, bulldoze people. But it's not. It's drive. It's going for what you want and not settling it, having a dream.
I find it interesting that I never, in doing my research for today's show and stuff, like I never ever associated the word ambitious, or ambition with negative having a negative connotation before. So it's interesting to me because ambition to me is, I define it pretty much the same. It's like drive, that passion, that desire to want to do more for yourself and to better your ability. And I mean, that's how I've always seen ambition. But Fitz, what about you?
Oh,
sorry, Madge.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, I'd stepped away from the board. Yeah, I'm kind of with Madge on that. But for me, ambition really is like a laser focus goal. Like laser focus concentration on one thing, and nothing else can stop you. Not if you fail, it's just a temporary thing, and then you get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the reason I think I have negative connotations about, one, because I'm Catholic, and so everything is negative. I'm going to hell. No, but also I was in high school and college and after college in the 80s. And so that was the whole, Wolf of Wall Street period. And so people who became ambitious were very cutthroat, and it was all yuppies on Wall Street. It just was like got a bad name. So, and also is that sarcastic thing in me, like if I were to say, well, I think I'm going to try and bake a 3-layer cake. And someone would say, that's awfully ambitious, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Like you can't bake a 3-layered cake.
Exactly.
1.5 layers tops, Madge. Know your limits.
No, you overestimate me.
Oh, man.
Cupcakes. That is funny.
My 3-layer cake moment this year was around Christmas. I went to Barnes and Nobles, and like when you first walk into the store, they have like all these like I don't know, like sometimes it's clearance stuff or whatever, but they had like their featured books, and they had this like cat like crochet kit. It was a sweater crochet kit for a cat, and I was like, oh my god, that I want to. I'm gonna learn to crochet. It's COVID, like. It's something other than music and art related that maybe bread. Oh god, that thing's still sitting on top of my refrigerator. Like, I totally lost my ambition. The second I picked up those needles, I was like, oh, I think I got a little over my head here.
Well, that's good because I thought it was supposed to teach your cat how to crochet. So I'm glad that.
I thought it was
part of
I thought it was crocheting out of cat hair. So we were all wrong.
I feel like I could crochet. My cat's been like shedding so much. Like, ugh.
It's a nice calico scarf.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll send you her fur, and you go to town. Well, you guys, time flies when you're having fun. Holy crap! It's like after 2. Thank you so much for being on a show. Can you tell us, our audience, one more time where they could find out more about the podcast and more about your books, Madge? Where could they order them?
Thank you. Sure. My website is madgemadigan.com. My YouTube channel is Madge Unmuted. Please subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Madge Unmuted on YouTube. All my social media is at Madge Madigan, and my books are on Amazon. And there's also a connection on my website, madgemadigan.com, for the books.
Good
They're very
stuff.
old. I need to write a second. I need to write the rest of the story.
Hey, do it. Do it. I'll wait for it. I can't wait. Such a pleasure to be connected to you both. Thank you.
So there you go. That was so fun. I loved doing that episode. Make sure you tune into Afternoon Cocktail on Facebook Live Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, if you so choose. She's lovely. And as usual, thank you, Fitz.
You're welcome.
Fitz, Scott Fitzgerald, Rockfox Studios, for all your recording needs. He's got the best shit in town. I mean, equipment. I mean...
Junk?
Yeah, junk. Just come here and record some audio and video.
I'm going to have all these people showing up trying to buy weed from me or something. Oh, man, I heard you had the best shit in town. It's free. It's legal now. So just go out and get it yourself.
Whatever brings attention, right? No publicity, or publicity is bad publicity.
That's
or whatever.
right.
Anyway, Fitz, rockbox.com. Give him a shout. Give him your business. Me, Madge Madigan. You can find me on all social media platforms at Madge Madigan. Please like, subscribe, and share to everything I do. Please religiously follow me everywhere I am.
Like Jim Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Don't drink the Flavor Aid.
I was just going to say, don't drink the Kool-Aid. You always beat me to it.
It's Flavor Aid.
Whatever. Oh, yeah, he bought the generic brand.
He bought the cheap shit.
Figure you're going to kill him. Why
That's
give
all
him
he
something
could
good?
get in French Guyana.
Exactly. Anyway, on that note, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on next week's episode of Madge Unmuted.
Ciao, ciao.